And hello again. My name is Steve Pletz. Welcome to the Contingent on You Listening podcast, sponsored by Century 21 Award. I've got my co-host exactly where I like him, really far away, Isaiah Hernandez, via Zoom. Look at the technology. Grateful that we've gone through COVID, so we've all been able to figure out a Zoom call.
You're too kind, Steve. You're way too kind.
I am way too kind. Contingent on You Listening podcast is a podcast that we talk all things real estate. We gear it towards both agents and consumers in terms of figuring out what's been working for people, what hasn't been working for people. And today, a guest in the studio. Legitimately, I am most excited to have Cideer Saco out of the Rancho San Diego office of Century 21 Award. Thank you for being here. Isaiah's going to do a little intro, but one of the things that I thought that we would do before I let Isaiah do his little intro is that you bring such a unique piece to this in that we have new agents that are getting their feet wet, and we have kick-ass experienced agents that have been doing this for 20 years, and I've spoken with both. You're legitimately both. So, Isaiah, I'm going to throw it over to you. Give us some background on my man here.
You got it. So, guest Cideer Saco, Century 21 Award agent who has been licensed since 2018. That's right, 4 years ago, and is based out of our Rancho San Diego office. Cideer quickly shot up the ranks to top producer status in just his second year. In 2020, Cideer had his breakout year and closed over 30 transactions for a total of $18 million in sales volume. It wasn't a fluke because in 2021, he closed over 46 transactions for a total of $34 million in sales volume. And now we're in 2022, and he has continued on the path of success and is going to shatter both those numbers this year. So let's give a big welcome to our special guest, Cideer Saco.
Yes.
Welcome, Cideer.
Yeah, look at that. We even got fake fans, all three of them.
Thank you.
So Isaiah wants to jump in to talk about, because he's a new agent, I'm an experienced agent, but what's rad to me is that you've been able to do this so early on. And then you and I were talking before we actually started videoing here. You're now, for 2022, this will air in 2023, but 2022, you're going to end up number 2 in the company, which basically is number 1 in the company because Gary Ward is in a different stratosphere. And you've done it in your 4th full year. So, Isaiah, I'm trying to create some space for you to get some questions in. So you're going to have to just jump in via Zoom.
I'll just jump in right now.
Why don't you lead us off?
Okay, let's start with the basics, Cideer. First and foremost, let's talk about why did you even choose real estate?
First I want to thank you guys for inviting me. It's always pleasure meeting awesome people, and I love talking real estate all the time. And I definitely want to thank God for all the blessings, everything in my life. It's because of Him. But why I chose real estate? I've been in face-to-face customer business for a very long time. I was with Coca-Cola before I jump into real estate, and before that I was with Dr. Pepper Snapple, and that's where I've enjoyed always meeting new people, going to people's businesses, and talking to people, bringing their business up, and having a win-win success in both sides.
So you were working sales prior to real estate.
Yes.
And difficult sales. I mean,
yes.
like cold calling, walking in. I mean, there's a few players in that industry. I don't know that industry, Dr. Pepper, Snapple, Coca-Cola, but I imagine that you're going into restaurants, you're going into supermarket. Who's your clientele there?
So my clientele were the small businesses, the gas stations, the liquor stores, the mom and pops,
yes.
all these individually owned by individual people. So people that were entrepreneurs, that were trying to make it, that they wanted to have success, and I love to be part of them.
I love
their journey. Yeah,
I love it. Isaiah, you got to jump in quick here, bro, or else I'm just going to roll
right,
with it.
Next question, Cideer. If we go back to 2018, you're a newly licensed agent. Where did you spend majority of your time to get business?
So first thing I did is when I thought about real estate is I worked on myself, which I always do in any profession I want to do. I always work on myself to get better. And the very first thing I wanted to get there, it was the confidence. I wanted to make sure I had the confidence, so my clients can trust me, can feel good when they're with me. This is the biggest transaction in their life,
Absolutely.
the biggest financial transaction that you can ever do. So you need someone who knows what he's doing, who has trust in himself first.
Absolutely.
and then that's where I started, putting all my attention.
So you started by learning the contract, like studying, doing that kind of stuff?
A lot of learning.
Okay.
A lot of learning, listening to people, watching successful people, listening to people that made it, what they do, what do they read, how they spend their day, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what's interesting for me as an experienced agent is we have interviewed a lot of experienced agents, and for my small team as well, 50 to like 70% of our business comes from past clients
Yes.
and their referrals. You don't have any past clients. I mean, you're 5 years in the business now. So you're starting to get past clients now. But I feel like you were very successful early on without a giant chunk of business that most experienced agents have.
Right.
So whatever you were doing consistently. You were doing at a high level very, very well. So what was it?
So what I did is I did something I never thought I would do, and just talking to people, some guy just advised me, and he's like, you just have to get out of your comfort zone, and you just have to do videos. And I'm like, no way, not me, never. So that I was not a social media guy at all, and especially videos. I mean, maybe pictures, but not videos. But then when I was searching and looking, and I really wanted to stand out, and I'm like, I'll just do what I thought I'll never do, and I started doing videos, and that just took off.
Was that on Facebook?
That was on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to quote your Facebook page, you have a huge following on there, like more than I've seen in any agent, especially in our company. But you have over 5,000 followers, and
Yes.
you get consistent engagement on there. So why is Facebook still your only source of media that you're promoting on, or did you now move past that?
So it's not only, but it's the number one source that I think that's where I get all my clients from.
Good for you.
Yes.
I mean, it's powerful for me to sit with somebody that, I mean, you're the proof. Social media works.
For me, 100%.
So I'm not huge on social media, and I saw one of the videos you did with your son at Centurion
Yeah,
dinner,
that was cool.
where you covered up the camera. You guys are dressed the same. By the way, he's looking sharp. I see you. He'll probably join the team here in a little bit. So how much content do you put out? What kind of content do you put out? How frequently are you putting it out?
So it was always ideas. I tried a lot of things, and I used to think, and by the way, my wife is a big part of this success. She's the behind all this marketing in the social media. She's the one who does the posting, and she's the one who contacts Isaiah, and they talk about,
That's fantastic.
But what I wanted to do, like I said, I started with videos, because with videos, people get to know you.
Absolutely.
Know your personality, and they just feel, and I hear this from my clients all the time. They say, I just saw your video, and I'm like, I want to work with this guy. I really want him to find me a house.
They trust you through the video. It
They
builds
trust me, and they feel, I've heard it from many people telling me, I felt like I knew you, or you're my friend for years. And so when I started hearing these things, I kept doing, and I started doing once a week. So I told my wife, let's be consistent, because I believe in consistency and discipline. Once a week we have to. And then we saw the trend, and then we moved to twice a week. For the last probably 8 months, we are every single day. You have to see me in Facebook every single day. You will see my face.
And are you doing informational stuff? Are you doing goofy stuff? Are you doing a mix of stuff?
So but it doesn't have to be a video every day, but you have to see a picture of me every day. So whether it's pending, I submit an offer, we're in escrow, we close on this deal, interest rate went down,
Right.
something that interests people. But if you're thinking of real estate, you will see me sometime in that, sometime at that during the day.
Yes.
You'll see my face, so you'll remember me.
Well, especially with 5,000 followers, then if somebody likes or shares or something,
Yes.
then it reaches their group. I mean, that's the beauty, I feel like, of social media, is it gets the word out.
Right.
It's powerful for me to recognize you're not only getting the word out, you're then getting the next step, which is, somebody calls you, sends you a direct message, basically says, "Hey, I'd like to hire you." Not only do I feel like I trust you and that you're an advisor and that you know this market, which it's admirable that you say you started out by getting the skills,
Right.
but now you're actually getting calls from it. You're
Yes.
actually getting people reaching out saying, "Hey, what do you think? What should I do? Here's the circumstance." Most newer agents, when they start out, they're representing a lot of buyers. Do you know about how the split is thus far, or how it's? I mean, are you representing a lot of buyers?
I represent a lot of buyers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a blessing that probably prevented me so far from getting sellers, because I'm getting a lot of buyers, like a lot of buyers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is, here's what's amazing to me, and I've written down the numbers. 2021, you did 46 deals.
Yes.
That is an incredible amount of buyers to do, and I recognize that you have a small team in a time when it was very difficult to get a
Yes.
buyer's offer accepted.
Yes. Very difficult.
You guys had to, I mean, you probably wrote multiple offers with clients. You had to pivot. You had to write strong offers. You had
Right,
to, I mean, that was a
right.
difficult. As we get into 2023, hopefully it will become a little easier. Hopefully a full price offer might actually get your offer accepted in 2023. But in 2021, full price wasn't even
No, not even close.
wasn't even close.
So one thing I think I did very good that I think a lot of agents missed is to work on your buyers, prepare them before you're
Yes.
out there. You're sending in offers. You need to prepare them. What are the expectations? What are they going in for? So when you prepare them, now when the opportunity presents itself, everybody's ready. If you're ready and they're not, you can't get anywhere.
Cideer, you are not a new agent. You're not a new agent. But I mean, in the way that you speak, you're a professional. You run a business.
Thank you. Of
And
course,
and
yeah.
I mean, what you're talking about in terms of setting expectations with clients, preparing them as they step into a market that is ever changing, but you've got your fingers on the pulse of what's going on. And it's rad to hear you've been able to work with your wife and do the marketing side there. So then you're focusing on, I mean, legitimately today, and we're recording this at the end of 2022. Christmas was a couple of days ago. You're showing property today.
Yes.
And writing offers today.
Yeah.
And I mean, talk about consistency and professionalism.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
showed
rad.
properties yesterday.
Yeah.
I showed properties yesterday, and this is a big deal when a family is looking for a house for this is the biggest subject in their life at that time.
Yeah.
They need to feel from you the same urgency that they are living
Yes.
that time. And when they see that, they'll never leave you. They trust you. They'll stick with you, and they know it's as important to you as it is to them.
Yeah. So how did you go about? Now you have a team. You have a couple of buyer's agents or admin or staff.
4
Okay, 4 total,
plus my wife.
not including your wife.
Not including
So
my
your
wife.
wife does marketing, and then
Yeah.
these other 4, are they agents?
They're all real estate agents, and my wife is too.
Look at
She
you.
just got her license this year.
Sign me up for the team.
let's join.
Put me in. As a new agent, how do you go about building a team?
So I was getting, and by the way, I meet with, I Zoom meet with David Romero once a month,
Good for you.
and
Another true professional.
Of
I
course,
have a
of
lot
course,
respect
which
for him.
he has helped me a lot in this journey, and when service is and quality of service is one of my top in my agenda, top things that I always keep. So when you're getting a lot more business that you don't think you can accommodate with the same quality,
Right.
then now you need to to move fast and make sure all your clients are getting the same quality. So that's where I start thinking that I need to get help, so I keep the same service to everyone. And as I, brought the first agent, the business kept growing. I brought the second and third and fourth, and so that's my main thing. I want to make sure, my entire business is referral.
Absolutely.
And so when they say, when I get clients come to my office and they say, so and so told us to go to Cideer and this guy and this family, because that's how they treat you. That's this is the quality, the service, all that. I want them to experience the same and more,
Right.
all the time. And that's what I tell my agents, and they laugh too. I there's something that I always say. I tell them, a client is like, I want you to treat the client like your little baby.
Absolutely.
You carry them like a little baby until the minute that I will give them the key.
Yeah. Yeah, that you care for them, that you
Yes.
advise them.
Just like
that you help them.
Exactly.
So you said something there that resonated with me. You said, my business is referral. So quickly, you've built a business that was referral.
It's amazing. I
you're-
would say it's 95% referral.
And you're getting stuff through social media
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
But so now take me back to the beginning where you start out with videos. Are you reaching out to people you know and letting them know, hey, I'm in real estate? Obviously you're broadcasting videos as well.
Yes.
You come from a huge sales background, so you
Yes.
absolutely have the skills as a salesperson.
Correct.
But it's interesting. What I appreciate about real estate is this balance of you come with the background of sales, but we treat our clients with super high levels of respect, of high levels of service. I like the analogy of they're like a baby. I need to care for them.
Yes.
If someone else is in your shoes and today is their 2018, and I recognize that the market is changing and it's always changing, you're saying do videos, work on yourself, like learn the contract, get good at skills, like so that you can actually provide some real advice. Anything else they should do?
Be as honest as you can and be yourself. And when I got this license, I promised myself, between me and myself, I said every single family that I'm gonna take to buy or sell their house, within myself, in my imagination, I'm gonna be thinking I'm buying my first house.
I love it.
If I can keep this in my imagination,
Yeah.
every single customer will be over the cloud.
Empathy. Empathy is what you have.
So when I go out there and I fight for it, and they see that passion every single time, that just that's, you're probably not seeing it, or I'm not seeing it, but they're seeing it and they're telling their friends, and it just makes me enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy to win. Yeah. It's never about sales. It's never about numbers. Yeah. But when I go out there, that's why you're asking me, was it difficult in 2021? Yes, I was getting offers accepted among 25 offers. And I would post that. Yeah. They had 23 offers and I got it. They had 22 offers and I got it. One time they had 31 offers and I got it. It was a fight.
Yeah. And you won. And you do it with a high level of integrity, I can tell, with a high level of care. And it's talking about the day after Christmas, you're showing property, you're out in front of people, there's high levels of urgency. It's rad. I legitimately, there's a few agents in the company that I've always thought, if something happened to me and I could no longer do real estate, and I had all these clients and I needed to refer them to somebody, I don't know you at all. You and I met one time at the Centurion dinner,
yes.
and now this is the most that we've actually been able to interact.
Right.
And I know wholeheartedly I would refer clients to you.
Thanks, Steve.
Because I know that you're trustworthy, because I know that you do high levels of business. It's fantastic. It's super rad to hear. Isaiah, jump in here. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, for new agents, what would you say are the 3 most important things to focus on?
As a new agent?
Yeah, someone starting the business right now.
Starting a business, I would work on yourself first. I would work on myself. That's number one, to make sure people can trust you people can feel that there was someone that can handle this huge transaction. They're giving you their bank statement. They're giving you their financial information. This is huge. This is
So when you say work on yourself, can we go specifically, like, did you get a mentor to help with that, or did you just really just
for
like,
sure.
where did you go to help work on your skill set and just in your mentality?
So number one thing is mentality. You need to prepare yourself. You need to be trustworthy. Is huge. And I used to listen to people that talk and people that motivational speakers and thinkers, and and they call it the C factor, the confidence.
Yeah.
The confidence is huge. I can't emphasize how huge it is, and people see it in you. They feel it. If you don't have it, that translates to them, and I can tell you lost there. But as soon as you have it, like when I started, I didn't know much about real estate. I was learning, but I focused on the confidence. When I used to speak to them, I was speaking with confidence. I was speaking with authority, not authority like over them, but over my business and my knowledge. And that kind of just drew people to me.
Absolutely. I feel like if I hire a financial advisor and I say, where should I put my money? If he's like, or she is like, well, I don't know. What do you think? Like, yeah, we're
Exactly.
advisors. They're
Right.
asking our opinion.
Totally.
So let's give them our opinion. So that was,
So mindset.
yep.
So
Second
mindset. Second thing, I did hire. Well, not hire. I had a mentor, and I was asking every little. Beside Nikki Copa, I would call Nikki or text her or email her for anything, and whatever she would tell me, I would go ahead and do it. Like she would tell me, if you go to contract and go to the RPA and go to the QBA, whatever, I would go and literally go over it and over and over it, and because knowledge is everything. And when people come to us because they believe we are professionals, and we should.
Absolutely.
Until people, clients, they ask you even things that probably they're not part of your business.
Yeah.
But at least you need to have some knowledge to at least to suggest, to guide them. So they turn to us. So knowledge is power. So I would ask people that been in the business, like Nikki Cope all the time, my mentor, for every little thing. I wouldn't do anything without making sure it's 100%, and that just kept going. And everything you practice and you get used to. So if you get used to being knowledgeable, so that's what you teach yourself. I need to have knowledge because I know people are going to ask me, and I need to answer them so they can feel good they're with me.
Yeah.
And so that helped me a lot. And number 3 thing is talking about real estate everywhere, anywhere, all day long.
I love it.
And be proud of it. too.
And
Be
I
proud of it.
would throw in a fourth, which is you're extremely hardworking. You and I talked before about how when you started in real estate, you were still working at Coca-Cola,
Yes.
and you were still also doing some stuff with a restaurant.
Yes.
And I mean, you had a 2-year-old at home, a 3-year-old at home.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, wasn't this. You made it work.
Yeah, and 2 girls older than.
So you have 3 kids.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you didn't wait. You didn't just post a video.
No.
Like you didn't just post a video and sit around and wait.
Oh no.
You spent time on yourself, and you
Yes.
got out and you hustled.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's admirable what you've done. I don't know. I can't speak to the history of the company, but certainly I've been with the company since 2005 when I was licensed. I don't know of another agent that has come in and so quickly had as much success as you have done, and done it at such a high level of professionalism and integrity. So I'm
Thank you.
thankful to you to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's been a great little interview. I absolutely look forward to you and I chatting more.
Same here. Same
And
here.
so,
Thank you so much.
thank you also to our viewers for joining us here yet again. It's been insightful, and I'm here to tell you, you can do it. And a couple of little takeaways there from Cideer are really marvelous. So I hope to see you next time. Isaiah, you got any final words?
I just gotta say thank you again, Cideer. The knowledge that you shared with
Thank
all
you.
of us, and whether you're experienced like Steve, who's right next to you, or you're a new agent like myself and all those other new agents listening, I think is very valuable. I think you touched up on a lot of great points, and just to hear you go about it is awesome, man. And it's really inspiring, especially if you're on year 4 and going on year 5. You're crushing it, and just we're all really proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for this great interview. It's always great to meet people like you. Best of luck to all of you. Work hard, and be honest, and you'll make it.
I love it. I love it. Hope to see you next time
Thanks,
here on the
everyone.
Contingent on You Listening podcast. Cheers.
Thank you.